Back here on Sportsline, we've had a great conversation with Chris Hope, former Titans Pro Bowl safety, Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers, national champion with the Florida State Seminoles. His new book, P.R.O.S, Parents Relying on Their Seeds, the Winning Game Plan for Healthy Boundaries Between Parents and Children. And in this book, Chris, you talk about fulfillment over success. Explain that a little bit.
I think every individual has the ability to be successful. I think it's only a few individuals that have the opportunity to become significant. Significant outlives their lives. You know, I never met Martin Luther King, but we all know him.
Right.
Michael Jordan hasn't shot a basketball in 20 years. Kids still line up to get his shoes. That's significance. That's what I'm trying to transition from successful to significant. I think the fulfillment part comes in. No matter whether you're high or low, you're still the same guy, even kill. And I think because we have success, some people just automatically assume that you have no pain, no sadness, no bad days. All of a sudden your life is just perfect. And then they use that to manipulate you to get what they want from you. But I think if every individual chases after their own dream, and stop trying to live through their children or live through their sibling or just live through you from growing up with them. I think if they don't lose sight on what they're chasing after, I think they'll be able to celebrate you and not just try to tolerate you to what they can get from you.
See, that's the thing. I mean, and I think what we lose sight of is the fact that everybody's path is different. You know,
Correct.
My path, you know, Jon Burton's path is different from Chris Hope's path. It's different from, you know, Taylor P.R.O.S, our producer's path. And I think a lot of times, like you said, we get caught up in trends. We get caught up in wanting to be like this guy or wanting to be like this certain group of people. And, you know, listen, we are the products of pop culture. You know, you and I are both hip hop fans. I mean, that's a whole nother culture. When you get money, you're supposed to have these certain things, man. And it's just, like you said, as I've gotten, one of the few good things about getting older, and you'll find this, and I think you're already finding this, is that you really get comfortable in your own skin. You just decide, you know, this is what I am, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I'm into, this is what I'm not into. And if you're truly connected with me, you'll understand that and accept it. If you're not, then you probably shouldn't be in my life in the first place, right?
I think if you focus on what gifts God has given you, and you focus on your own life and your own path that you want to take and the career that you want to make out of your own life, you have no time to focus on anyone else's life. And I think we get caught up into what someone else has, and we start comparing and saying, you know, I want their life. And you don't realize what they had to go through to get that. And most of the time, you're not willing to do what it takes to keep it anyway. So I think we really just have to get back to that kid in each and every one of us and say, what did I want out of life? And not lose sight of that. It's so easy for, you know, because of the culture, you know, if he makes it and I know him, I don't have to work. I can just ride his coattail. And he has enough for us all. So why wouldn't he? You know, I told a group of people I was talking to not too long ago, if you and I were in the field digging for gold, you had a part of this field and I had the other part, and I told you, yo, John, I struck gold, I found gold, what would you do? Most of the people in the room said they would drop their picks or their shovels and come over and watch me dig. They would cheer me on, and I'm like,
no, dig for your own gold, right?
Come and help me at least. Bring your shovels and help me dig. And the faster we could get to the goal, and I wouldn't be so against giving you something because you've worked for it, versus you cheering me on. So I mean, that was a simple example of how we think of how we program. Like, why should I do it if he's already doing it? He's doing all the hard work.
No question about it. One more break. We're going to wrap things up with Chris Hope. Stay with us.